Hi everyone, I'm really excited to tell you about Jawbone Health, what we've been up to over the last several years, and what's more to come. Our mission is to catch lifestyle diseases early and help people prevent or prolong the onset of them. The problem we are addressing is that 2/3 of all deaths today are related to lifestyle diseases, which, in many cases, are preventable through early detection and a healthier lifestyle. The issue is that by the time problems are caught, it's very expensive and too late to reverse. This is a massive cost burden for the healthcare industry. But if you're able to see chronic diseases developing early, you can push out half of the deaths and save 70% of the costs. If we consider we have roughly 500,000 minutes in our lives per year, the average number of minutes spent getting checked for a diagnosis with a doctor, if we're good, is just 60 minutes a year, which is 15 minutes 4 times a year. It's just a drop in the bucket, not nearly enough time. If you really want to be preventative, you have to be scanning people all the time. Enter Jawbone Health, a personalized subscription service that utilizes continuous health information combined with human and machine intelligence to take care of its members on a daily basis. Think of it like a check engine light for your health, combined with the place you go to get serviced. Here's how it works. Members wear a clinical-grade device on their wrist that ships data to our cloud where 2 paths happen in parallel. The first path is that the SmartCoach AI engine processes the data, which is then resurfaced to the member through a deeply personalized mobile application. In the second path, human healthcare experts review the data and interact directly with members using Health Cloud as a seamless and secure solution. This is all packaged in a delightful interaction between humans and machines designed to be scanning members constantly in service of preventative health. This service is designed to accept clinical-grade sensors, so if someone wants to use a new Apple Watch, we will support that as well. In order to change the way healthcare is delivered, we're moving from reactive to proactive using the best of humans and AI. 24/7 continuous monitoring means nothing critical about your health is missed, and external clinical trial validation means users can trust the system to accurately catch health issues early. All this is built on the foundations of a product used 10 times more than anything in the digital health domain. Building on Health Cloud ensures your team is perfectly coordinated, securely up to date, and enabled with the right tools. The result of all this is the complete patient-centric solution. Let me take you through a few different member experiences. Let me introduce you to Charles Green. Charles is a new member to the Jawbone Health service. Let's follow his journey through his first few days. When Charles first opens the app, he's introduced to Jawbone Health as his personalized health and wellness partner. Charles enters his basic info and insurance key to set up the account. His account is seamlessly personalized thanks to the Health Cloud ecosystem. This is SmartCoach, our proven AI engine that churns through data to deliver personalized, actionable tips to members and care providers. SmartCoach already has a cool nugget of data about Charles. Next, his band is powered up with his info as his device is personalized. And Charles is in. The first thing that happens is that a human member of the care team welcomes him to Jawbone Health. Now let's look at the Health Cloud side as a care professional. Charles pops in as a new member. And we can see all Charles's profile and electronic health record information is populated in the system and can tell what's going on with him. Looks like he's got a few conditions already. Great for us to know. SmartCoach automatically and continuously screens for various chronic and lifestyle diseases. What does that mean? It means Jawbone Health's proprietary SmartCoach algorithm sifts through a number of data inputs to identify things that might be useful to a member and their care team. For the first time ever, we are providing clinical tools to make sense of all these data sources. Here you go. SmartCoach found a risk of diabetes. We have validated our automated risk screening models through clinical trials in the US and internationally. I'll talk through the results later. Back to Charles. After a few nights of sleep, we see a flag in the system for a risk indicator of Charles waking up to urinate multiple times during the night. We confirm this by overlaying the step data to see that he was getting out of bed and walking to the bathroom. This is meaningful because frequent urinations can be an indicator of diabetes, which we already know Charles is at risk for. SmartCoach automatically sends Charles a question to confirm without the care team having to do anything. The care team can follow SmartCoach's activity and be prepared for an answer. What happens on the member side? The question is waiting for Charles when he opens his app. Look, SmartCoach was right. Once Charles confirms the frequent urinations, Health Cloud is alerted and his risk is stepped up to high. The care team is advised to bring Charles in for blood work. Now let's talk about Hiram Mejia, a 58-year-old man with congestive heart failure. Using Salesforce IoT Cloud to trigger our notifications, we get a flag of a possible atrial fibrillation detection. What's going on here? Let's look further. Here's a real section of raw data from our band showing AFib. We see the irregular heart rhythm here and can zoom in to get a better look. In our clinical trials at UCSF, the positive predictive value for AFib was 98.6%. Let's break this down. The Jawbone Health band and model was able to discriminate between normal and AFib rhythm 99.9% of the time. The ROC curve for this algorithm is 0.9997, pictured in red. This is higher accuracy for passive AFib detection than any other published data from our competitors, pictured in other colors. These results were published and presented at the Deep Learning Day in London and have been accepted to be published in the American Heart Association. We're super excited to share more in the coming months. Let me introduce you to one more person. This is Kimberly Ross, a 48-year-old woman with resistant hypertension. Kimberly's prescription medications have been ineffective at reducing her blood pressure. When the care team member logs into Health Cloud, SmartCoach shares something really interesting. Kimberly may be at risk of sleep apnea, which can be a cause of hypertension. This might be the reason that her medication has been ineffective at lowering her blood pressure. Check out her sleep graph. It's full of tiny periods of wake often associated with apnea. The care provider follows SmartCoach's recommendation to refer her out, and Kimberly is diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea. In a few days, Kimberly is prescribed a CPAP and her care plan is adjusted. Her new diagnosis is also added to her patient card. Following up a few months later on her hypertension, her blood pressure drops nicely. This example is so powerful because it shows how Jawbone Health plus Health Cloud changed the care pathway. We leverage continuous device data, machine and human intelligence, and electronic health records in a complete holistic context, which redefines the care path to ultimately unlock better outcomes. Next, let's talk about changing behavior. We talk a lot about catching things early to change outcomes, and one of the big things that sits in the middle of this is behavior change. We've got a lot of experience with this. Let's look at how we do this for sleep. First, SmartCoach serves interesting behavior insights to help bring awareness to a pattern of behavior or when it sees something interesting. In this example, SmartCoach identifies your chronotype, your body's preferred times to sleep, eat, and be active, which is different for everyone. This isn't your average sleep analysis here. This is way more advanced. This member's sleep is not aligned with their chronotype, so we nudge them to make choices that influence their behavior. We do this through Today I Wills, where members have to opt into doing something and then we help them follow through. Here's how it works. SmartCoach identifies 10:50 p.m. as the optimal bedtime nudge for this member to opt into. Later that night, as it gets closer to the agreed bedtime, we remind them of their Today I Will commitment with a notification. In the morning, we celebrate accomplishments and prompt users to do it again. If you continue to accomplish your Today I Wills, we celebrate with streaks, badges, and more. If they fail, there's always tomorrow. This stuff works. SmartCoach has been refined down to a science over 13 million users. We see incredible results from these automated SmartCoach interventions across sleep, activity, and weight loss, to name a few. Here's the data over those 13 million users. Let's take a step back from these case studies and take a macro view of what this means for population health. In our international enterprise case study, 58 out of 100 people had undiagnosed hypertension. 27 had undiagnosed sleep problems, and 30 had undiagnosed type 2 diabetes. Let's stick with this diabetes example. This giant pool of undiagnosed diabetics will progress towards more serious stages of diabetes with often irreversible health consequences until their disease is identified and treated. Additionally, each step along their diabetes management path is significantly more expensive than the step before. Jawbone Health is uniquely positioned to help people identify their conditions early and get the treatment before it's too late, saving lives and dollars. We can't wait to roll this out to enterprises so they can begin transforming their employees' health and saving costs. Thanks for watching and stay tuned at jawbonehealth.com.